In this video we're going to be going through all the controls on the COC Orbit COC by Comweb. We're going to start off with the indicator lamps located on the top left. This first one lights up when the machine is in operation. The next one lights up as and when it's at centre, depending on if you set it or the machine centre. The next one is a light to indicate that you're on halt. This light indicates that you've got a short. This light indicates that you've hit your limit switches. The final is a general fault lamp. Once you select a program, this is the run button, which starts operations. This is the stop button, which stops where you are, returns to center. This is the halt button, which halts exactly where you are but stops the orbit. This is the auto center key. If you are clear of the workpiece, this will move both axes to their stop and return to the center. Alternatively, it can be used when within a cavity to find the center using the edge find circuit. This is the center setting key. If you've manually moved the orbit cut using the feed or the jog function, you can set a new center for it to orbit from. This is the clear key, used to reset any of the programs you've already set or to clear any error lights. This is the basic pattern selecting keys, the top two being orbits in square and circle, and the bottom two being vector sparking. These are the quadrant keys. These are used to build your orbit or vector pattern. These are all listed in the user manual to help you build what you need for your job. They also double as the directional keys when you're in feed or jog mode. These are the servo short keys. When in stop, if the electrode comes into contact with the workpiece, it won't allow it to move any more in feed or jog mode. These are the polarity switches, with the top one being a positive head and a negative table. When X and Y is selected, on completion of its orbit, it will send a stop signal to the machine. When X, Y and Z is selected, it will continue to orbit until you've either reached depth on your machine or you've manually turned it off. When you select feed, it will move the distance you've inputted in the direction that you select on the quadrant keys. The jog key will move the axes in the direction selected by the quadrant keys as long as you have the buttons depressed. These two dials are the timer for when you're in an orbit, the left hand one being your work time and the right hand one being your retraction. This dial is used to set your gap volts during an orbit. This is where you input the size of your orbit. This is where you input your servo speed, with higher numbers being slower. This is an LED representation of which axes are moving. If you have any further questions or want any further info, please get in touch with us.